Korea is a country that effortlessly blends ancient tradition with cutting-edge modernity, and nowhere is that contrast more vivid than in its cities. From neon-lit streets buzzing with energy to quiet mountain temples draped in mist, every city in Korea tells a story worth experiencing. Whether you are a first-time traveler or a seasoned explorer, these 5 cities offer something truly unforgettable. Starting with the most iconic of them all, Seoul stands as one of the most dynamic and captivating capitals in the entire world. Home to nearly 10 million people within the city limits, and over 25 million in the greater metropolitan area, Seoul is a place where history and the future exist side by side in the most extraordinary way. The city is divided by the Han River, which flows through its center and offers stunning views from its many bridges and riverside parks. On one side, you have ancient palaces like Gyeongbokgung, a magnificent structure originally built in 1395 during the Joseon dynasty. Visitors can watch the ceremonial changing of the royal guard dressed in vibrant traditional uniforms, a ritual that transports you back centuries in just a matter of minutes. On the other side of the city, neighborhoods like Gangnam pulse with luxury boutiques, rooftop bars, and a nightlife scene that rivals any major global city. Hongdae is the creative heartbeat of Seoul, a university district overflowing with street art, live music, indie cafes, and fashion boutiques that push every boundary imaginable. Insadong offers a more reflective pace lined with traditional tea houses, antique shops, and galleries showcasing Korean folk art. And then there is Bukchon Hanok Village, a preserved neighborhood of traditional Korean wooden houses called Hanok, where narrow alleyways wind between centuries-old architecture, while the modern skyline looms just beyond the rooftops. Food in Seoul deserves its own conversation entirely. From sizzling Korean barbecue joints where you cook marinated meats right at your table, to street food stalls serving tteokbokki, which are spicy rice cakes, and hotteok, which are sweet syrup-filled pancakes, the culinary landscape is endlessly exciting. The city also boasts a world-class subway system, making it incredibly easy to navigate even without speaking a word of Korean. Seoul is not just a city to visit, it is a city to feel, taste, and absorb completely. Traveling south from Seoul, the landscape shifts dramatically as you approach Busan, Korea's second largest city and its most beloved coastal destination. Sitting at the southeastern tip of the Korean peninsula, Busan is a city of striking contrasts, where rugged mountains tumble down to meet golden beaches, and a bustling port that handles some of the highest shipping volumes in the entire world. Haeundae Beach is perhaps the most famous stretch of sand in all of Korea, drawing millions of visitors every summer with its warm waters, vibrant beach festivals, and a skyline of glittering high-rise hotels that reflect off the sea at night. But Busan is far more than just a beach city. Gyeongmbokgung Culture Village is one of its most photographed landmarks, a hillside neighborhood painted in every color imaginable, where narrow staircases wind between pastel-colored houses, quirky sculptures, and tiny art galleries tucked into unexpected corners. Originally built as a settlement for refugees during the Korean War, it has been transformed into a living, breathing canvas of community art and resilience. The Jegalchi Fish Market is another unmissable experience, the largest seafood market in Korea, where rows of vendors sell everything from live octopus and sea cucumbers to dried fish and fresh shellfish. Eating raw fish, known locally as ho, right at the market is a rite of passage for any visitor. Haedong Yeonggongsa Temple adds a spiritual dimension to the city, a Buddhist temple dramatically perched on rocky cliffs overlooking the East Sea, where the sound of crashing waves mingles with the scent of incense and the soft chime of temple bells. Busan also hosts the Busan International Film Festival every October, one of the most prestigious film events in Asia, drawing filmmakers, actors, and cinema lovers from around the globe. The city's food scene is equally celebrated with Busan-style milmyeon, which are cold wheat noodles, and dwaejigukbap, a rich pork and rice soup, being local specialties that warm both the body and the soul. If Seoul represents Korea's future and Busan its coastal spirit, then Gyeongju is undeniably its soul. Often called the Museum Without Walls, Gyeongju served as the capital of the ancient Silla Kingdom for nearly 1,000 years, from 57 BCE to 935 CE, and the entire city is essentially an open-air archaeological treasure. Burial mounds called tumuli rise gently from the earth throughout the city center, some as large as small hills containing the tombs of Silla royalty and nobility. Daereungwon Tumuli Park is where you can walk among these ancient mounds, and one of them, Cheonmachong, has been excavated and opened to the public, allowing visitors to step inside and view the burial artifacts up close. Bulgoksa Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is considered one of the finest examples of Buddhist architecture in all of Asia. Built in the 8th century during the height of Silla power, its stone staircases, pagodas, and wooden halls are breathtaking in every season, but particularly in spring, when cherry blossoms frame its ancient gates in soft pink clouds. Nearby, the Seokguram Grotto houses a magnificent stone Buddha statue carved into the granite of a mountain, gazing serenely out toward the East Sea in a way that has moved visitors for over 1,200 years. The Gyeongju National Museum holds thousands of artifacts recovered from the region, including the famous Emilia Bell, one of the largest and most beautifully crafted bronze bells ever made in Korean history. Gyeongju moves at a slower, more contemplative pace than Korea's larger cities, and that is precisely its charm. Cycling through its countryside past rice paddies and ancient stone lanterns feels like traveling through time itself. No list of Korean cities would be complete without Gyeongju, a city that Koreans themselves consistently rank as their favorite domestic travel destination, and for very good reason. Gyeongju is the undisputed culinary capital of Korea, the birthplace of bibimbap, which is arguably the most internationally recognized Korean dish, a colorful bowl of rice topped with seasoned vegetables, a fried egg, and gochujang chili paste. But the food story of Gyeongju goes far deeper than one dish. The city's food culture is rooted in a philosophy of using the freshest local ingredients and honoring centuries-old recipes passed down through generations. Walking through the city's markets and alleyways, you will encounter makgeolli, a traditional milky rice wine paired with pajeon, which are savory green onion pancakes, a combination so beloved that it has become almost ritualistic among visitors. Jeonju Hanok Village is the cultural centerpiece of the city, a beautifully preserved neighborhood of over 700 traditional Hanok buildings that have been lovingly maintained and adapted into guest houses, restaurants, craft workshops, and cultural experience centers. Unlike many heritage sites that feel frozen and museum-like, Jeonju Hanok Village is alive with activity where visitors can try on hanbok, the traditional Korean garment, participate in hanji, paper-making workshops, or simply wander the lantern-lit streets after dark. The village also hosts the Jeonju International Film Festival and a variety of traditional music and performance events throughout the year. Jeonju is also famous for its hanji, a traditional handmade paper crafted from mulberry trees, which has been produced in the region for over 1,000 years and is considered among the finest paper in the world. Rounding out this list is a destination unlike any other in Korea, Jeju Island, a volcanic island sitting off the southern coast of the Korean peninsula that has earned the nickname the Hawaii of Korea. Designated as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site, Jeju is a place of extraordinary natural beauty where dramatic volcanic landscapes, pristine beaches, and lush subtropical forests create a setting that feels almost otherworldly. Hallasan, a dormant shield volcano rising 1,950 meters above sea level, dominates the center of the island and is the highest peak in all of South Korea. Hiking to its crater lake by Gyeongbokgung rewards trekkers with panoramic views that stretch across the entire island and out to the surrounding sea on clear days. The Monjeongul lava tube is one of the longest lava tube cave systems in the world, stretching over 13 kilometers underground, where visitors can walk through an alien landscape of hardened lava formations shaped over hundreds of thousands of years. Gyeongbokgung Waterfall is one of the few waterfalls in Asia that falls directly into the ocean, creating a dramatic and deeply photogenic scene that draws visitors year-round. The island's coastline is equally spectacular, with Hyeopji Beach offering turquoise water so clear they seem almost tropical, and the dramatic basalt rock formations at Jusung Joli Cliffs providing a stark and powerful contrast to the island's softer landscapes. Jeju also has a rich cultural identity distinct from mainland Korea, shaped by its history as an isolated island community. The Haenyeo, female divers who free dive to extraordinary depths to harvest seafood without the use of breathing equipment, are a living symbol of Jeju's unique heritage and have been recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Fresh seafood, black pork barbecue, and halabong tangerines grown in the island's volcanic soil are among the culinary highlights that make Jeju as rewarding for the palate as it is for the eyes. Korea is a country that rewards every kind of traveler, and these 5 cities each offer a completely distinct and deeply memorable window into what makes this remarkable nation so endlessly worth exploring.